places on the African continent. You're tuning into Black Fire Radio, and you're listening to Feel the Freshness.
What a guan, what's a gun, Masatan, what a han, as a con, on my hand, I am a fan. Muna miss an independent girl, Tune what I in the calm, Many Kufia Kufa, anyone who doesn't spend the sun, the Takatali manga, and I knew what to come, Millicent.
Happy Monday, family. How are you doing? Welcome to Let's Pop with Iriton here on the best radio station, the Black Hot Fire Radio Network, meteor of the 21st century, where we always talk about redefining Africa as we redefine ourselves. I hope you had a restful weekend and yet another beautiful, magical Monday with me, your only Iriton Longoria.
Kitan, is that your rapper? Minga nifanya bakifan. Go to the party, come and see payday. This to the party, grab your tickets. Still demanding secret. Come and see radical tire. Malgan Safi. She come and be She come and dog and she come and tire. I can't wait to see what you beat it. Go to the party, come and see payday. This to the party, grab your tickets. Still demanding secret. Come and see radical tire. Malgan Safi. She come and be She come and dog and she come and tire. I can't wait to see what you beat it.
How many times my mother GTA people's my mission pass?
Thank you for the ones who are joining us live on YouTube, Rumble, and YouTube. Remember, you can also download our app on the Google Play Store. Stream on www.blackhotfire.radio network, meteor of the 21st century, and you'll find amazing healthy supplements we do have for you. Remember, health is wealth, and here on the Black Hot Fire Radio network, we definitely do have amazing healthy supplements like of ashwagandha multivitamin. Also, we do have the apparel store with amazing clothing with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on it, beanie hats, t-shirts, sandals, slides, and the Black Hot Fire Radio flag with our logo on it. As I always say, you are the change you need to see in the world. Remember, I'm coming up with amazing conversation regarding Chad joining AES. Remember, we're always talking about redefining Africa, and we've been having a series of traders in Africa. As Chad is joining AES, we do remember Congo did sign some crazy contract with the United States of America. And also, we do have news and update regarding Chinese auctioning to buy Ethiopian women. Also, another conversation regarding Burkina Faso and the fact that Ghana also collaborated with the USA, and they actually imported 40 armed vehicles. And the question is, why are they targeting Burkina Faso? Are they targeting Burkina Faso? Are they trying to destabilize Burkina Faso? Because we also do have Chad right away doing beautiful as they're joining Mali, Burkina, and Niger. But welcome to a beautiful conversation, understanding that we are the change you need to see in the world. But right away, I do have one guessing on the playlist.
I no killer but don't push me check you nigga nataka to cuss big sis le shower shop ukichacha ni one call na gang in a bus. Oh no wamepiga mastende still this is to the content pass qualified things certified things is inside that to copy my beats bro nyini wakiji is in Mexico out of reach under 18 carpent you are under 18 son skiza I don't play with under 18 sound unasikia ni freshi kwa track na queen wangeshi kwa rap ni cheesy freshi kwa ground mtoto wa Messi.
I do hope we had a beautiful weekend and we're ready to yet start another week being positive, understanding that, you know what, you create your life. Your words are so powerful. So understanding that every day your mind is so powerful because your feet will never take you where your mind has never been. So always understand that you are the creator of your life. And here, and let's pop with Iriton, beautiful permeating, beautiful energy, positive energy, understanding, you know, it's always the best time to be alive here on the Black Hot Fire Radio Network. And 2025, a year of rest and abundance. Remember, you are the best gift that you can definitely offer to yourself and then to the world. But a beautiful conversation coming in regarding Chad joining AES. Let's listen to that conversation right away.
usilete uded tunakika hesi.
Of course we party kama si payday, bitch don't party, grab your tickets. Still the Monday secret. Kama si radical tire, mangan something. Shika mambire, shika magoba, shika matire. I can't wait, hope see what you think. Of course we party kama si payday, bitch don't party, grab your tickets. Still the Monday secret. Kama si radical tire, mangan something. Shika mambire, shika magoba, shika matire. I can't wait, hope see what you think.
2 weeks no drop ifike, sidio shindo ndo msiskike. Arresting zako drop iskike, shot no gonna fikota tike. Allow me
Feel the freshness.
I'm allowed to see the feature, get your slow papa king. Pop in a tiny king, you confirm me to blow it tissue. None of the fuckers are brown and I'm a black up your tissue. Not the up, turn up.
We are now listening to the best music.
Yes, family, welcome to the ones who are joining me right away, right now on Let's Pop with Irutan. Remember, you are the change you need to see in the world. I hope your weekend was super restful. You spent your time with family and friends. Another conversation here on Let's Pop with Irutan regarding Chad joining AES. I don't know how I'm having a problem with that word. Chad joining AES. But before we move forward, kindly let's listen in to the health and benefits of some of the supplements we do have for you to give you a need of what we definitely do have for you on our website.
Discover the natural power of ashwagandha, an ancient herb known for its healing properties. For over 3,000 years, ashwagandha has been trusted to reduce stress, increase energy, and improve focus. Our ashwagandha is carefully grown, harvested, and processed to retain its maximum potency. Each root is hand-picked and dried, then ground into a pure organic powder, ensuring the highest quality. Simply mix 1 teaspoon into your favorite beverage or take it in capsule form as prescribed by a healthcare professional. Whether you're looking to balance your stress levels, boost your immune system, or enhance mental clarity, ashwagandha offers a natural solution. Experience the benefits of ancient wisdom backed by modern science. Trust nature. Trust ashwagandha. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the sports and nutrition store.
Away for only $23.90, you'll get yourself ashwagandha. Welcome again, family. Thank you for joining me this beautiful afternoon. We're going to be talking about Chad joining AES, and if we all know what AES means, we definitely know it contains or includes Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. But we were talking about also some countries trying to collaborate with the globalists, the rest of the foreign nation, always wanting to actually impoverish Africa, the likes of Ghana, because Ghana received 14 armed vehicles from the United States of America. And the question was, is it the reason why they want to destabilize Burkina Faso? We did have a conversation about Ghana receiving 14 armed vehicles. And the question was, are they trying to destabilize Burkina Faso by collaborating with Ghana? We also did have news regarding Congo signing a contract with the United States of America to actually have Starlink in their country, right? But right away, we're going to be talking about another conversation right away that basically includes Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. We also talked about Congo that did sign the craziest contract with the United States of America. Congo did sign the craziest contract with the United States of America, and that was a getaway for them to actually install Starlink in their country. But right away, let's start with this conversation on why Chad is deciding to join AES. Let's listen in.
Chad want to be part of the IES. Yes, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. This is crazy, isn't it? What's up, everybody? I'm sorry, whether you like it or not. You can, cry me a river. Okay, the continent was one. You see that? That's how the continent was until the white men came in 1884 and slashed it into small pieces. And some people actually hate each other in one country. They feel like there shouldn't be that
Which
kind.
is so sad. It's a conversation we've definitely been having regarding why we're not united as Africans, right? Remember, Africa is one continent, but during the Berlin conference, that's why we do have this little fragmentation of countries right away. We didn't have this little fragmentation of these countries we do have. Africa is one as a continent, and we should be united. That's one thing that really affects us as a continent. We don't support our brothers and sisters, and that's why all these other foreign nations will definitely always try to ground themselves in Africa for the main thing that they definitely do understand. We do have minerals that they definitely need. But if we come together and have the spirit of Ubuntu, I'm telling you, we're going to be unstoppable. But right away, I'm loving this conversation regarding Chad joining Mali, Burkina, and Niger. Unlike Ghana, that is trying to collaborate with the US to destabilize Burkina Faso. It's so sad.
Country like the Biafrans in Nigeria, they don't want to be part of Nigeria because they feel like the British forced them to be Nigeria. Anyway, let's not get into that. How are you doing today? Let's jump into this. So Chad, here's Chad on the map. I've never been there. I can't say beautiful place, lovely people. I'm sure they are lovely people, no doubt. I think I've dealt with a couple of Chadians, very interesting human beings, very nice. Now, Chadian Minister of Communication and Government spokesperson Gassim Sherif publicly expressed the desire of the country to join Alliance of Sahel. Congratulations, pick up a coffee. Go, pick up a coffee, brother. That's Swahili of clap your hands.
And the reason why I believe Chad is doing this, because we also do have Morocco that actually joined the Sahel, because they're doing amazing. Burkina Faso is doing great things to Captain Ibrahim Traore, who's literally spearheading this revolution of actually awakening a lot of Africans to understand that we have a heritage to protect, and everything that has been sold out there regarding Africa, it's a lie. That's inferiority complex actually playing out all day, every day, has been for years. But understanding that Africa is the most wealthiest nation of all time, because if there is no Africa, the rest of the world would not exist. They're surviving because of the minerals they're literally getting from Africa. And I love the fact that other nations or other countries in Africa are literally joining the Sahel. That should be the main thing. They should all definitely join the Sahel, because with it, this beautiful vision about awakening all the Africans and taking back everything that has been stolen away from us, taking back everything that has been eroded away from us.
And, we got to learn the Swahili. Swahili is a beautiful language, one of the most beautiful languages in the world. It's spoken in all these countries. You see all these countries here, they all speak Swahili. Congo, Uganda, Burundi, Rwanda, Tanzania, Kenya, they all speak Swahili. Surely it's things different here and there, sounds different, but they can understand one another with not a lot of effort. Very similar to people from Botswana and I think South Africa, very, very similar. Swahili is spoken in most of these countries. Most spoken language in Africa. So imagine you knew Swahili. We just be gossiping in Swahili and nobody would know. Okay, they'll probably use AI. But anyway, let's get back to this. Now, this man described AES as a wonderful experience. He said they will seriously consider joining AES.
The AES in itself is a wonderful experience. An experience in the sense that Africans are coming together outside of ideas that come from elsewhere.
And that's where the secret is: unity. You can actually try and contemplate about this. The reason why we have so many countries in Africa. During the Berlin conference, I believe they had this good strategy and they really thought about this, because if we actually separate them into this little fragmentation of countries, they will never have one vision. They will never be united. They will never come together. And it's going to be easier for us to actually take away everything that actually is controlling the whole world right now, like the minerals. It will be so easier for them to impoverish Africa if we're not united. And we can see this working right now, but I have so much faith in the Sahel and everything that Burkina Faso is doing, because I believe he's showing the rest of the world, all Africans, that it is possible for us to be united. It is possible for us to actually regain our African heritage back and be the way we used to be before colonization.
Outside of advisors who come from outside, that African countries are gathering with African minds, with resources that are truly African, to establish an institution in that it is already a victory. We are fortunate to have a president who is attentive and who is protective of our sovereignty. When I say sovereignty, President Mamadou Idriss Déby Itno is protective of our sovereignty, and he wants Chad to have complete sovereignty in every respect. He started with the military aspect by sending the French soldiers away. That too falls within the framework of our full sovereignty. Now, there are other aspects of our sovereignty that need to be addressed. There is the issue of the CFA franc, all matters related to the economy, issues related to geostrategy, and issues concerning the control of our resources by our own people with our own means. And all these issues must be discussed openly without any complexity. And I believe that the experience of the AES should be extended to other countries. And I think that would be a good thing. Maybe Chad could join the AES. That's my personal opinion. And it's something that needs to be studied, something that really needs to be taken seriously. If we want an Africa that is independent, free from any contingencies, from any constraints, then
we want an Africa that is independent, that we are able to control our own resources. If we control our own resources, or we control the political, economic sector, we are good. Because it doesn't really make sense why other nations are controlling ours, or basically they have a hand in our economic resources. It shouldn't be like that. Africa should be an independent country in all way possible. And that's what Captain Ibrahim Traore is actually showcasing. Because it is possible. What is done for a little short amount of time, it's what a lot of leaders cannot do.
Then we need to move towards free institutions with our own resources, with our own frameworks, with our own intellectuals who think, who reflect, and who develop institutions.
This is the spokesperson of the government speaking, okay? And you got to ask yourself a question, why is the spokesperson speaking? We're going to get into that. Why isn't the president speaking himself? According to the government spokesperson, such move would align with transitional president Mahatma Idris Déby Itno's objective of restoring Chad's sovereignty. He initiated this process by breaking a defense agreement with Paris. Sheriff noticed.
I believe if you have leaders who are Pan-Africanists, leaders who are leading for the interest of the people, but we have leaders who are in different positions, but for their own selfish interests. That's where we also get it wrong. But if you have leaders in different positions, on whatever position you are, but you understand that you're there for a purpose and people are actually looking up to you to actually bring change, I'm telling you, how you're going to lead is going to be different. How you're going to carry yourself, your vision will definitely change. But you have leaders who are in different positions for their own selfish interests. And that's why Africa has been impoverished for the longest.
To emphasize the need to address other aspects related to national sovereignty. This is Chad. Chad has a long history, but we can't break it down here. We're going to give you context just now. Now, Chad broke away from France. Okay, so first of all, Chad and all these other countries have one thing in common. What it is, you know, they were all colonized by France. That's the one. Now, Chad kept a relationship like some forced relationship. It's like, I'm giving you freedom, but I'm still going to stay in your land. That's how they did with most African countries. Yes, that's what France did. In the 1960s, African nations got freedom, but in one condition. You're going to sign a piece of paper that says, my soldier's going to stay here.
That's what happened. They all left, but they left their army or their armed forces literally in Africa. It still means they are controlling us. And all these armed forces that we see in the African nations, from France, from the US, name it, it's all an organization to actually spy what's really going on in our land.
Not a lot, just about 1,000 or 2,000. And also, your money you're going to be using to buy bread, I'm going to print them. That was the deal for all these African countries. Now, this person, this president you see right here, Mahatma Déby, is changing things around. Now, the spokesperson, we're still on the spokesperson, advocated the expansion of IAS. You see, IAS must be bigger. It shouldn't just be Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger.
It should be really big. Like AES should actually be really big because now it contains Mali, Burkina, and Niger, and now Chad is considering to join the AES, and also we do have Morocco. I believe they joined the AES. Can you imagine if the rest of the countries will definitely join the AES? That's a power force having one vision to actually reclaim everything that has been stolen and taken away from us. Look at that. It becomes an independent Africa, and I'm telling you, we are definitely redefining our identity and our African heritage. I believe we should definitely join the AES. Kenya should definitely join the AES. Uganda, Tanzania, name it.
Niger, we need more people in the IOS. But then on top of that, he said something very interesting. He said you need to clarify that the comment represents his personal opinion, not that of the president. Again, you see, this is very strategical. Okay. Do you think, let me just ask you a simple question, that a spokesperson of a government will say something like this without having had a conversation with the president to the public? You would do that, would you? That's dangerous. Why would you say that? Why would this, let's say, spokesperson say, well, we want to take all the pregnant women from the neighboring country? Why would you say that if you have never had a discussion with somebody relevant, important? So surely the president cannot come forward and say, okay, I would like to join IOS, because number one, he doesn't know what the reaction of IOS will be. Okay, what if IOS say no, we're not interested? That looks bad. Like I just asked, they say no, we still want to be by ourselves. It looks like a rejection, and presidents don't like rejection. People with big ego don't like rejection, so they rather say you say it, and let's see the reaction. It's more plausible, more believable than the president himself saying. Because before the president gets to saying things like this, he must have had a lot of long conversations with the president of IOS. And also, let me just mention here that Ibrahim Traore was asked very recently, what if another country wants to join us? He says on the interview,
can we expect the AES to expand in the near future?
Yes, in the future.
Yes, the AES should expand because I love the vision of what it actually signifies, because spearheaded by Ibrahim Traore, we can see what he's done in a little amount of short time, right? So if you're joining the AES, I'm telling you, it means there's gonna be a redefinition of how things are done. And it's always about, it's a revolution. It's Africans taking back their power and understanding that, you are the change you need to see the world, honey.
But for now, as I said, we need to harmonize a lot of things among ourselves, really lay the foundations, because there will be many.
That is so true. And also we have to come together and talk about the main strategy of how we can do this and how it's going to affect other countries or the members of the AES positively.
Additional protocols, if you will, to harmonize our policies, whether diplomatic or economic policies.
So he said we still want to develop, we still want to understand each other. In other words, we don't have much room for other people because we're still trying to struggle with each other, try to get things working, get one of our presidents per year so we can alternate. If somebody else comes, it's going to be a lot. So maybe it's just a hint, like, hey, guys, if you know, I'm interested. You know what I mean? Chad gained independence from France on August 11, 1960, with François Tombalbaye as its first president. His rule, marked by authoritarianism and favoritism towards Southern Christians, sparked ethnic tension and a civil war pitting the Muslim North against the Christian South. So that's the issue with Africans. When they come into power, they bring their tribe. Yes, that's sad.
And I'm sure that's where we feel the tribalistic mindset. It has to go. We have to understand, before all the tribes, we were all Africans. We were all one. We should get rid of this tribalistic mindset because that's what is actually pulling us behind. We should all understand we are one, we are in it together, and it's about the Ubuntu spirit.
You see, most African countries, show me an African country that doesn't have a political party that leans toward one tribe. Show me one. Show me one African country that doesn't have a political party that leans toward one tribe. They might not say it officially, but it is. When you're in there, you know. And if you don't really see it, you will see the heads. They look similar. They're the similar people. Now, that's what happened in Chad.
Good afternoon, General Mosquito. How are you doing? How was your weekend? What did you think about Algeria? That Algeria was joining the AES is actually Chad joining the AES, and I'm really, really excited about it because it means there's more room for other individuals. These are little part of the countries to come together and redefine the coast of Africa. We had Morocco also joining the AES or trying to join the AES. The AES contains of Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali. That's Sahel, right? And we all understand who's spearheading all this. And we can see Ibrahim Toure doing majorly amazing in regards to taking back our African heritage and redefining that back. So if you're joining the AES, remember, you are literally the part of revolution.
The first president after independence from the white man favored these people from the south who were Christian, disfavoring the people in the north, creating mayhem and trouble. People then remember, oh, we're actually not black. We have different tribes. We're not the same. That's what happens. France, Chad, former colonial power, has intervened militarily over 50 times since independence, often to prop up the regimes against rebellions. So basically, France has been intervening in Chad very, very much. Why? To protect the interest. How do they protect the interest? They must make sure they keep in power a president that is pro-France, so they can enter the country and get the minerals. You know how it goes. Because if you get a president that doesn't like France, what's going to happen? They're going to ask them to leave. So every time there was...
That is so true. That's what they do. And the ones who put you in that position, they know how to strategize all this.
Rebellion and anything like this, France will send soldiers to go and fight to keep the president. During Idriss Déby's 30 years rule, France maintained significant presence. You hear the name Idriss Déby. Yes, there are two Idriss Déby. There's this one, the current president, and this one, his father. Yes, his father stayed in power for 30 years. After he passed away at war, because his father was a soldier, he took over power. He stayed transitional for a few moments, then went to election. That was contested, obviously. Elections in Africa are always contested. His father was very much pro-France. He was a good kid of France. They liked him. They protected him. They intervened to keep him in power. But he was unalive at war. The newer one is not very much pro-France. He's more open with the world. He's opened his door to Russia. Matter of fact, he asked France to take their soldiers and leave. Just after France was kicked away from Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, France felt like, okay, maybe we can go to Chad. Look at the map. You see Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger. Okay, they're being kicked out of here. Let's just go to Chad. Chad said, no, you got to take your stuff and leave. And they left. Then the French president said Africans were ungrateful. And Africa should be grateful toward France after everything France has done for these little Africans. How can you be so ungrateful? I taught you how to eat cheese. That stinky cheese. I taught you how to pronounce in Francais. I gave you all that je ne sais quoi that you got. How dare you challenge me?
2, we had a secure relationship. In truth, it was of two kinds. One part was our commitment to fighting terrorism since 2013. We were right. I think some have forgotten to say.
No, General Mosquito, I didn't see that. I didn't see that video of Macron. Now I'm going to try and look for it. Really? I'm going to look for that interview, and I will definitely share it on Wednesday on Let's Pop with Everton, because that's crazy, honestly. Who does that? And if any normal citizen does that, what happens to them? They are going to be sentenced to death.
They thank you.
Or to life, let me say that.
But that's okay. It'll come in time. I'm in a good position to know that ingratitude is a disease that cannot be transmitted to humans. But I say this for all the African governments who have not had the courage, in the eyes of their public opinion, to bear it. None of them would be in a sovereign country today if the French army had not been deployed in this region.
And the French president got very, very upset. La réponse des leaders africains à Macron. On a enregistré ça sur YouTube, t'as pas. Many African leaders were not happy with the way he spoke.
When I recently considered Emmanuel Macron's remarks about Africa, every conscious African should therefore quickly understand everything he has told us and what it signifies. General Chiani recently spoke of a change in tactics or strategies of the French forces in Africa. I think he has come to confirm it. It is about
I'm going to go back again.
He's opened his door to Russia. Matter of fact, he asked France to take their soldiers and leave. Just after France was kicked away from Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, France felt like, okay, maybe we can go to Chad. Look at the map. You see Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger. Okay, they'll be kicked out of here. Let's just go to Chad. Chad say, no, you gotta take your stuff and leave. And they left. Then the French president said Africans were ungrateful, and Africa should be grateful towards France after everything France has done for these little Africans. How can you be so ungrateful? I taught you how to eat.
I am so glad that Burkina Faso actually kicked France out of their country, and a lot of countries actually did the same thing. We did have Congo, I believe, also did the same thing, if I'm not wrong. But I believe Burkina Faso really did that thing, and it's like, yo, we're done of y'all coming here to take our minerals and paying us peanuts. It's like, how are you coming into our nation or into our country and you're actually controlling all our minerals because we let you? And also remember what Zach has mentioned right now in regards to if a president has been elected or actually been put there, they have to be pro that other nation that basically were colonized, or if the nation colonized that country, you have to actually love that global person. Literally, I think I'm saying the right thing. So definitely it adds up. The fact that they have to put a president or a leader who is aligned with their colonizer, because obviously you're going to open doors for them when they want to visit. But if they put a leader who's not aligned with that, they're going to say, no, you're not supposed to come to this country. You're not going to come to our country and try and control everything that is going on in my political, social, economic world. But we did have this happening in Chad.
Cheese, that stinky cheese. I taught you how to pronounce in français. I gave you all that je ne sais quoi that you got. How dare you challenge me?
2. We had a secure relationship. In truth, it was of two kinds. One part was our commitment to fighting terrorism since 2013. We were right. I think some have forgotten to say thank you, but that's okay. It'll come in time. I'm in a good position to know that ingratitude is a disease that cannot be transmitted to humans. But I say this for all the African governments who have not had the courage, in the eyes of their public opinion, to bear it. None of them would be in a sovereign country today if the French army had not been deployed in this region.
And the French president got very, very upset. The réponse des leaders africains.
I want to hear what he said about Chad.
French president said Africans were ungrateful, and Africa should.
I remember that when he said we are so ungrateful. But it's like, what do you mean we are ungrateful? He's so funny. Like, y'all are surviving through Africa. Literally. If there's no Africa, y'all are not gonna be here. Like, your country or your nations wouldn't be where it is right now in terms of development. So how are we being ungrateful? You are ungrateful for saying that, number one. And it actually shows you how they carry Africa or Africans in their mind.
Grateful towards France after everything France.
What did France do? Number one, I think we should definitely write it down. Like, point number one, what did France do? What did they really do? What are they really doing? All these foreign nations, what are they really doing in Africa? What are they really doing? We want to know more about that. We want to write it down and actually stick it in our houses, or it should something we should be read in the news each and every day before the main news starts. This is what they're doing for you, and you should definitely be grateful, because you wouldn't be living or surviving if France didn't exist.
Is God for these little Africans. How can you be so ungrateful? I taught you how to eat cheese, that stinky cheese. I taught you how to pronounce in français. I gave you all that je ne sais quoi that you got. How dare you challenge me?
2. We had a secure relationship. In truth, it was of two kinds. One part was our commitment to fighting terrorism since 2013. We were right. I think some have forgotten to say thank you, but that's okay. It'll come in time. I'm in a good position to know that ingratitude is a disease that cannot be treated.
I can't believe this guy really said this on national TV, that Africans are ungrateful. Oh my gosh.
Transmitted to humans. But I say this for all the African governments who have not had the courage, in the eyes of their public opinion, to bear it. None of them would be in a sovereign country today if the French army had not been deployed in this region.
And the French president got very, very upset. The réponse des leaders africains à Macron. Many African leaders were not happy with the way he spoke.
When I recently considered Emmanuel Macron's remarks about Africa, Every conscious African should therefore quickly understand everything he has told us and what it signifies. General Chiani recently spoke of a change in tactics or strategies of the French forces in Africa. I think he has come to confirm it. It is about dissolving and keeping a core presence, and Emmanuel Macron said it so well that we can only thank him for this sincerity, even if some wanted to pull the wool over the eyes of their population. But reality eventually catches up with them too.
How dare you speak like this? Do you understand that African people went to France to fight for you? If there were no African people fighting in France during World War II, maybe France would have not been France anymore. Maybe France would be Germany.
Thank you, Zach, for definitely saying that. I think they should definitely be grateful, actually, Africa exists. And actually be grateful, maybe in a way, for the time they've actually stolen a lot of things from us in terms of minerals to actually develop their own countries and basically stand on their own ground or call themselves first world developing countries, you name it. They should super be grateful at the time. But right now, people are waking up. Africans are woke. Africans are literally not sleeping. Some are still waking up, thanks to Ibrahim Traore, But this time, people are ready. Africans are not ignorant no more. And they're so tired of being impoverished. They're so tired of being downgraded. They're so tired of other nations controlling them as who? They're so tired of corrupt leaders. And they're so tired of being treated as little children. They're so tired of being nice and cute. No more that. No more being cute. No more drinking cocktails, I'm telling you. People are ready to actually reclaim their land.
Anyway, he kicked out the French. Then later on, he asked Americans. Yes, Americans were also stationed in Niger for terrorism operations. You must make sure that the Nigerians are on track. They're not moving too much towards Ghana. Just kidding. But then Chad said, you two need to leave. That's when America left Chad. So the younger Debbie, as much as people think he's still authoritarian like his father, he is very open to the market, open to the Russians, open to new avenues. That's what it is, fellas. I want to know from you, what do you think? Do you think this is the spokesperson just speaking out of himself? I mean, why would you speak like that? What if the president doesn't like it? That's you losing your job, right? Or do you think it's a hit? Did you do it? So let's see what's happening. Why do you think they want to join? Because something positive is happening, right? God bless.
Also going to the conversation that we were having on Friday before we go to another conversation of the Chinese auctioning Ethiopian women. We're going to be talking about what Donald Trump did in regards to, did he really defeat South Africa? But right away, let's talk about the Chinese auctioning auctioning the Ethiopian women right away.
People get married to whoever they want, or should you keep your community together? Because maybe your community has been through a lot. Maybe your community needs to keep its tradition alive. I mean, there's a country that you don't name where they have very strict laws about marriages and people staying with them. They literally just stay by themselves. They have a state of their own. They don't want you there because they want to upkeep their community and their tradition. Okay. There are plenty of videos that are very interesting that I heard about, and some people send me some videos and I think it's very interesting. Keep them coming. Thank you very much. An Ethiopian girl being auctioned. So they are basically selling this girl in some ways. We're going to discover it very quickly. The people that are trying to get this girl are Chinese. Let's hear about this. Let's watch.
They want to marry them. So today we come to discuss how we
can. The audacity, guys, and that's why I'm telling you, Africans, it's time for us to actually wake up. What is this? What is really happening? The audacity. What do you mean Chinese auctioning to buy Ethiopian women? Literally an African lady here. Like the audacity. And how did all this get to this? Because I believe these women or these ladies definitely have families. I would definitely love to understand how all this got to this point.
And go forward, because we meet some days ago and it seems like they like each other.
What is his income?
You know, in Chinese yuan or in Ethiopian bin is about 93,000 every month. Bill. Yes, every month. He has his own house, or he has his car.
Okay. Did he marry?
Yeah, he married before.
Before?
Yeah, but divorced.
Divorced?
Yes.
Did he have a child?
He has 2 daughters.
He divorced legal?
Oh, yeah. With all the papers.
Which you divorced it?
See, this is a divorce certificate.
When she went to or when she go to China, what is the support of him for her family?
The mother, he got a brother.
Yeah.
That's what we know.
Yeah.
But we don't. I propose.
Yeah. 5,000?
Bill every month. Better you propose. Because why I get this 5,000 is according to his monthly income.
14,000, 40.
Every month.
Every month.
40,000.
Actually, I think I got it a little bit mixed up because this is actually in their family gathering. Like, this is a family, and according to this conversation, is the Chinese auctioning to buy Ethiopian women. So they're trying to actually give different alternative in regards to this is how this individual comes, if he has if he's wealthy or not. And the family is actually agreeing to this. Oh my goodness.
I think that is not possible.
How much?
7,000 bill. Every month, 7,000 bill.
Mexican.
Because the family is asking the Chinese individual, okay, if you take, I believe, my daughter to China, how are you going to support her? And I think he's actually giving a definition of how much he earns monthly and how much allowance the girl will be receiving.
10.
Make it 10.
Every month.
Yeah.
Came on. Okay. He said okay.
We said okay.
Because he loves her. What can he do? Love can too much because it according to that figure is small. We can buy a heavy ring, heavy one. But if that cost is too much, then he don't have too much extra money. Then we buy a smaller one.
General Mosito is saying, I suspect money. Of course, because even the conversation about like how you're going to support my daughter, all of it is entered into money. And so they're also saying Ethiopian women are marrying Master Zhang and IP men. Probably.
See.
It was a ceremony, everything. For ring, for clothes, for food, for everything. For everything. 7,000.
7,000. Okay, let me calculate. Careful.
He called her to
confirm. Yeah. Yeah, because if he said okay, today, tonight, tomorrow, he has to prepare that money. Yeah. If he has to.
Okay. Now, this is very interesting. There's a lot of
It's very interesting, and I'll definitely want to hear Zach's perspective on this.
things happening right there, which we will not be able to get into the details, maybe on the next occasion. But let's try to break this down very quickly. Let's go again.
He want to marry Zeon.
So normally you have negotiations, okay? When you come to Africa, you want a woman. You don't just take the woman and run with her, okay? You don't say, let's come and stay together like you will do in Europe, in America. No, you need to go see the family of the woman respectfully with your uncles. If you don't have uncles, you make sure you get elders from your family. They have to send a letter, explaining what do you want marriage and stuff like that. Then you need to go officially and you need to negotiate how much good you're going to give to that family. Now, this is not selling a woman. This is basically tradition in Africa. We call it dowry. Some people call it bride's price. Some people call it lobola. Some people call it dot, and we carry on. So the Chinese man and his family have come to the lady's house to negotiate the price of the good they need to bring in order to take the woman with them. Let's go.
So today we come to discuss how we can go forward.
Okay.
Because we meet some days ago, and it seems like they like each other.
What is this income?
You know, in Chinese yuan or in Ethiopian bin is about 93,000.
Okay, so they're trying to negotiate price here, like 93,000. This is what he earns. Apparently, how much money the person earns? 93,000 bills, about $710. Okay, let's continue.
Every month. Bill.
Every month.
Yes, every month. He has his own house. Oh, he has his car.
Okay, he has his own house. Oh, he has his car. So it looks like this man doesn't quite know this man very, very much. Oh, he has his car. He doesn't know him quite well. Okay, it's probably one of the, I mean, this is not uncommon. Sometimes you bring somebody who understands the culture, or maybe there's a barrier in terms of language, and they brought the Chinese that could, number one, negotiate, number two, speak in English, which is the common language they can understand both parties. Let's continue.
Did he marry?
Yeah, he married before.
Before?
Yeah, but divorced.
Divorced?
Yes.
Did he have a child?
He has 2 daughters.
He divorced legal?
Oh, yeah. With all the papers.
Which you divorced it?
See.
Okay. Is he divorced? Yes, he's divorced. He's got children. Yes, he's got 2 children. Where's the papers? Here's the divorce papers. Okay, the man is divorced. Now, my question is, why don't they ask why did he divorce? Okay, he divorced. Did he divorce the Chinese? Okay, so if you have a difficult time with a Chinese woman who understands your culture, what makes you think you're going to be okay with the Ethiopian woman? What are the intentions here? This is a claim, something that you're looking for, or is it, you have benefits somehow? Why did you divorce? I mean, are those papers correct? Are they genuine? You can make papers behind the door just in the neighborhood. You make sure if there are Nigerians across, you're definitely going to make the papers. I'm just kidding. I'm a Nigerian people. Okay, let's continue.
See, this is a divorce certificate.
You can clearly see this young girl is troubled. Look at her. She's not very comfortable.
When she went to work.
Okay, now I have another problem here. These are the ladies speaking. Okay, most cases in Africa, it's men that speak when it comes to negotiation. I don't know why these ladies are speaking. Maybe there are no men in the family, but why don't they find an uncle or find somebody close to the family? Is it because they don't want to share the money?
But also, I believe, Zach, I can actually disagree with you. And back in the days in ancient Africa, women also used to rule and actually rule kingdoms and govern kingdoms. So I don't see any problem with this at all. I don't believe that there has to be a man for all this to happen. I believe even women, and if we look at it, in the ancient Africa, women used to rule kingdoms. They were like queens. Is it Queen Ginda who did amazing? We have a lot of Queen Amina. We had queens who are ruling and taking charge. So for me, I don't see a problem with this.
That's going to be provided. Then that's another problem. Are we talking real marriage, or are we looking for gains, personal gains? Because the more uncles you bring, the more you have to share with them. I'm just speculating. Let's go.
When she go to China, what is the support of him for her family?
The mother, he got a brother.
Yeah.
That's what we know.
Yeah.
But we don't.
Okay, he's got the mother and he's got the brother. That's what we know. So that's, again, telling you that they don't quite know each other. So this.
Yeah, actually, because he's saying that's what we knew. I thought that it was like the brother or a relative, but the fact that he's saying that that's what we know. Obviously, this is an individual they've just brought up. Maybe they're just acquainted, and they're like, I believe Africa has amazing women, so let's go to Ethiopia and get a lady from there, and we're gonna do this little conversation about whatever is happening right now, and then you're gonna get a wife.
Person was probably rented to come and speak.
I actually don't feel safe for this lady. Actually, I see her as a girl like me, so I wouldn't feel safe with an individual who I really may not know as much, and I'm actually gonna move in with him in another nation, not knowing everything that he has to offer.
I propose
Yeah.
bill every month.
Okay, he proposed 5,000 bills, and they said, no, we don't want 5,000 bill. 5,000 beer is maybe beer, not bill, beer. That's literally $30 a month. That's what he's going to be giving this woman.
Better you propose. Because why I get this 5,000 is according to his monthly income.
Okay, so he's talking about her income. By saying she meant her income. So they're going to give her $30 based on her income. So because she clearly earns less than nothing, he's going to be willing to give her $30 a month.
40,000, 40.
In other words, don't be asking for more money if your daughter earns less. Let's go.
Every month.
40,000.
Every month.
40,000. I think that is not possible.
How much?
7,000 bill. Every month, 7,000 bill.
Make it 10.
No, 10.
Make it 10.
Every month.
Yeah.
Okay, ma. Okay. He said okay.
Okay, so she said 40,000, which translates to $300 a month. They say no.
Okay. He said okay. Because he loves her. What can he do?
He says okay, he loves
No,
her.
can too much because it according to that figure is small. We can buy a heavy ring, heavy one. But if that cost is too much, then
So they agreed on $76 a month. That's what the man's going to be providing her. I don't know for what, but I'm trying to get
to
this.
have too much extra money, then we buy a smaller one. See,
Okay, we can't buy a big ring because we don't.
we can buy a heavy ring, heavy one. But if that cost is too much, then
So they agreed on $76 a month. That's what the man's going to be providing her. I don't know for what, but I'm trying to get
to
this.
have he do.
He says okay, he loves
No,
her.
can
I'm trying to get the whole conversation about this family. But thank you for the ones who are joining me right away. It's your girl Iverton Longoria on Let's Pop with Iverton. A conversation we're having about Chad joining the AES. And we understand AES consists of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. And right away we were having a conversation of Chinese auctioning to buy Ethiopian women or an Ethiopian lady over here, a conversation with Zach. But before we actually wind up in a few, let's talk about the fact that there was a conversation I want to talk about right away, right now. But before that, we're going to go on a short physical break and then come back with the talking. But remember, you are the change you need to see in the world. I see you there, General Mosquito. How you doing this beautiful afternoon?
Fuel your body with complete multivitamin, the perfect balance of essential nutrients for daily health and wellness. Carefully formulated from natural ingredients, our multivitamin packs vitamins A, C, D, E, plus key minerals like zinc and magnesium to support your immune system and boost energy. Just one tablet a day is all you need. Take it with water and feel the difference as prescribed by your healthcare provider. Stay active, stay strong, stay ready with Complete Multivitamin, your daily dose of vitality. Complete Multivitamin, simple, powerful nutrition. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition store.
For super affordable price, Zero Mosquito is saying Iwaton, the white men are buying women there in their countries. Which specific countries, General Mosquito? But before we wind up, we're going to have a conversation of Cote d'Ivoire. There's a coup in Cote d'Ivoire. And remember, I was sharing this last week on the series of Traders in Africa, part 3 on Friday. And I had a conversation with the fact that Cote d'Ivoire right away also has been trying to actually work together with the United States of America. But let's listen to this conversation to understand if that was the main reason or not.
In Ivory Coast, it's crazy. It is happening. It's bombing. It's destroying. It's fuming. It's fusing. And I'm sure you've seen it. You've seen videos online. You've seen people shooting. You've seen fires, explosions. I know a lot of people were very worried about what had occurred recently. The agreement between Cote d'Ivoire and AFRICOM, especially the idea of implementing a joint base in Ivory Coast to surveil, to check the area, make sure there's no terrorism. If you look at the map, here's Ivory Coast. Okay, in the north, you can find Burkina Faso and Mali. I know you're big fans of Mali and Burkina Faso for sure, because the president of Burkina Faso has been very positive. He's been pushing forward for his people. He's been reclaiming his land, just the way colonizers He's giving opportunities to his people, building schools, hospitals, road, industry. He's focusing on the people. And we know the country has been riddled by a lot of terrorists in many, many areas. And he's battling with it as much as he can. He has not been furnishing money for himself. He's been providing for the poor, providing for the widows, helping the orphans, building hospitals. He's been creating jobs for ladies who are wives or soldiers, assisting women whose husbands were unalived at war, trying to defend the country. And he's young, 37 years old. You don't see that very much. A young man, especially an African, that's a president, literally, but doesn't want to drive big cars and own big houses. He's just focused on trying to make the country better as much as he's fighting terrorism. And I know many people got very upset seeing the General of America, the General talking negative about it.
Absolutely, Chairman. I see this and I don't mind calling them out, but Kamptori and Burkina Faso, as they know that both, whether it's their gold reserves, that is all those proceeds are just in exchange to protect the junta regime.
We got very upset because number one, he's black. Even Traoré himself said it. He said, what hurts me the most is the fact that he's a black man.
And the part that hurts me the most, not because he's general or because he's American or anything like that, but because he's black. There really is an issue here. And I hope that maybe he will own up to it. If he was sent and realizes that this is not the right mission, if he was misled, he should also say so publicly in the Senate that he was mistaken. Or if it was done with bad intentions, then we will confront him as we should, because everything he said is a lie.
What hurt me the most, the fact that he's a black man, because is it true that black people do bad to other black people? I'll let you answer that. And unfortunately,
what I know about that, I know that Africans are not united. There's always going to be a sellout. Always.
Your response is valid in every continent. Yeah, and now hearing that they signed a contract where they gave them upfront $65 million as investments, and they've agreed to install an advanced base for drone to surveil the north. You're asking yourself a question: are they going to surveil terrorism really, or are they just going to surveil what the Burkinabe people are doing?
I believe that's the main reason, and that's why also Congo had to sign that contract with the United States to actually install Starlink in their country. And the main thing is actually to surveil what's really happening in Congo. And I believe also these drones that Cote d'Ivoire has agreed to actually accepted in their country, it's because I understand that Cote d'Ivoire is also a neighboring country to Burkina Faso. And obviously, they're trying to surveil what's really happening in Burkina Faso. They'll definitely do everything to have the upper hand. And that's why I know also right now, Ibrahim Traoré has his guard up, he's always had. Because what he's doing has never been done, and he's not stepping down. So we have to understand that we are in a time where it might be a little bit chaotic, but it's about revolution and basically reclaiming everything that has been taken away from us. But family, we're going to be winding up with that. We'll continue this conversation on Wednesday about the coup in Cote d'Ivoire, and is it the main reason right away in regards to why they accepted the drones to actually run in their country, because Burkina Faso and Cote d'Ivoire are brothers, literally neighboring countries. We have Ghana also, who accepted 14 armed vehicles into their country. Also, a question of all this is Chad and Ghana basically collaborating with the United States of America to try and destabilize Burkina Faso. But remember, guys, you are the change you need to see in the world. It's time for revolution. And as we all know, we'll always have some sellouts. But regardless, it's just time for the awakening. Regardless, we'll definitely reclaim everything that has been stolen away from us. Remember, you are the change. As you download our app on the Google Play Store, stream on www.blackhot5radionetwork.com. Thank you, General Mosquitoes, and the silent listeners all over. You can follow us on all the social media platforms. Share these and invite more people to listen into amazing conversation. I'm sending you so much love and light. And take care, drink your water, and be eating them alkaline foods. Much love, and I'm going to see you later in the evening. And also, we'll continue this conversation on Wednesday on Let's Pop with Yuton. Take care. Much love.
Greetings and salutations, everyone. Here is Andrew Robinson, your Jamaican brother, all the way in Switzerland. And I'm reaching out to all of our brothers and sisters on the African continent. You're tuning into Black Hot Fire Radio.
You're now listening to the best music.
Feel the freshness.
Allow me kwanza nijiintroduce, budget naweza kukuseduce, flow ni tamu tadani juice, kumbe ni asiwa nina misuse, nyinyi mnanisaka mnatafuta huu, mimi natafuta ganzi niongeze books, hii ni show siwezi assume, mama dila na hii game nahitaji loop, kuniwezi wewe DJ, kiasi forensic kipin, atuangashi where have you been, minimal that's clean. What a one, what's a bond, what's a ton, what a hum, cause a gun on my hand, near my front. When I'm an independent girl, to me what I am become. Many can feel kufa, niliwambia you doesn't end the sun. Nataka chali umanga.